How are we? Hello everyone, welcome back to another deadline stream. It is the final one of the season. It is game week 38. I apologize to everyone with headphones in, but I hope you are all doing well. It is game week 38. We have officially made it, but we have 2 hours of, I imagine, absolute chaos to make it through before we get to the final game week of the season. I hope you're all excited. It is going to be a big one. I have got 4 transfers. For those of you in the chat who do not know how many transfers I've got, you must have been living under a rock because I have mentioned it enough times over the past week. But 4 transfers going into the final day where we are expecting a lot of changes, particularly for Arsenal, but also potentially for Manchester City, with nothing really to play for either of them. We will discuss all of that. We'll talk about potential plans. We'll look at predicted lineups. FPL Joe is in the chat. We will be looking at his website. We'll be looking at any information that we might see on social media. We'll be talking about it for the next couple of hours. I didn't go through on last man standing. I actually went out. I picked Brentford, who drew 2-2 with Crystal Palace. So I'm out of that competition, but we will talk about all of this good stuff. But before we do, let's say hello to some of you in the chat. I've also got, I think, a few final memberships to give away. We're going to give away 5 of those right now as we say hello. So say hello in the chat and we will give away 5 of those to 5 random people. There aren't many benefits because the season's about to end, but you will get highlighted in the chat, which leading up to the deadline might potentially be important if there is chaos. I'm going to send those 5 now, and then we're going to say hello to some of you in the chat. So who have we got? Ian is in. We've got Ewan. We've got Varon. We've got Matt. We have got Fiona, we've got Wade, we've got Mike, we've got Leonardo, we've got Farbro, we've got Saksham, we've got Mohammed, we've got FC Sampa, we've got Sam Jeffries, we've got Mike and Ewan again, we've got MF Enick, we've got Ryan. Who else won the memberships? We've got Ryan, we've got Rishan, we've got MF Enick, we've got Forever United, we've got Left Fish, we've got Luke, we've got Rishan, we've got Mr. Graham. Hello to all the members and moderators in the chat today already. A massive thank you to all of you for your support over the course of the season. I massively appreciate you supporting the channel. I massively appreciate you all being here and supporting the streams and all the videos as well. And to everyone else that is in the deadline stream 2 hours before game week 38, I appreciate all of you as well. So who have we got? We've got Mohammed, we've got Ahir, Matt is in, Formula, FPL Kaz, FPL Doctor, Jonathan, Nicholas, LFC Cola, we've got Adam, we've got Eurosport, Mercedes, L Watt, Caleb, MST, we've got Ganti, we've got Mr. Carps, we've got Paul, we've got Freckle, Mr. Was Up, Andy, Vincent, Justin, we've got Chris, Varon, Chad, Saksham, we've got Rully, we've got Nicholas, we've got Mr. Carps, Jonathan again, hello, Fred, John, Omar, Grace, Red, and the Pixel Pirate. Hello to you all and everyone else. Thank you all very much for joining. Happy Sunday to you all. Congratulations, Arsenal fans. Congratulations, Aston Villa fans. And congratulations to every single one of you for making it to game week 38. Hello for the final time this season. If you are watching, if you are tuning in and you are not yet subscribed, we will be back once the game launches for FPL next season. So please make sure you've subscribed. If you want to have one final thank you for the channel, please do drop a like on the stream. And let's crack on, shall we? let's crash on. Let's crack on. So this is my team. I've got 4 transfers in case you weren't fully aware. Yeah, I got 4 transfers. Hang on. I want to try something because the chat is a bit small today. What happens if I do this? Does that work? Oh, it does. It makes the chat bigger. That is groundbreaking stuff, Harry. Well done. I don't actually have the kits with me. I did post a couple of them a while ago. I don't actually have them with me as I'm not in London. I was meant to be in London, but there were train strikes and I was meant to be going somewhere for the weekend. So I had to go earlier than I expected to. So I don't have any of it. So let's discuss a few things specifically. So straight away, are there any leaks already? No, nothing already. We'll talk about a few things that we're seeing potentially, which indicates that some rotation. We'll talk about that in a moment from the fantastic FPL Joe website, which we are going to track throughout the stream. But no, nothing as of yet. If you are relying on leaks, and I think a lot of us are, as much as that's not the most exciting way to play FPL, it's just the nature of Game Week 38. We're expecting it closer to the deadline. We're expecting it probably in the final hour, final half hour is probably where we're likely to get any sort of information. So yeah, we don't have anything as of yet. So when I look at my team, I've got Cherky, Saka, Haaland, Gyökeres, O'Reilly, Gabriel. I've got 6 of those. I think all 6 of them are at risk. I think the Arsenal players are more at risk than the City players. I actually want rotation. I want a use for my transfers. I want people to have to make changes from a selfish point of view. We'll be keeping an eye on any potential leaks over the next 2 hours in the build-up to the final deadline. Cool. I'm doing good. So the issue is with no benching rankings is because it's difficult because I can't put like a player like Haaland, like Gabriel, like Cherky, Saka. It's really difficult to do a benching decision for this week until we know any team news. So if you've got certain players that you would like to know, like Verbruggen, I'd play with Darlow. That's what I'm doing in my team. Is Pedro worth starting if confirmation? I'm probably going to start João Pedro this week, unless I sell him, which is unlikely. But if we get to a situation where suddenly all of my players start, like if Cherky, Saka, Gyökeres, Haaland, O'Reilly, Gabriel start, and I've suddenly got nothing to do with my transfers, then like João Pedro out is a transfer I have considered. Yeah. So we can have a look, and the famous notepad is officially back. This is my short list of players that I'm looking at going into the final day. In goal, it's only really Hermansen. I don't imagine I'll be making a goalkeeper transfer. In defense, it is in sort of order. So it's Mavropanos, it's Porro, it's Stones, it's Aït-Nouri. Those are probably the 4 defenders I'm considering. Again, if I want Triple City, which I do think is a priority, like I will use my transfers first and foremost to make sure I've got Triple City for this fixture. In midfield, I'm looking at Salah, Foden, Marmoush. I like Foden over Marmoush unless we also know that Haaland is benched, in which case Marmoush is playing up front. Then I like Marmoush over Foden. I like Semenyo, I like Gibbs-White, Elliot Anderson, of course, and Anthony. This is specifically what fits my team. Bowen, Fleming, and Richarlison are the 3 forwards that I am likely to consider. The notepad is back. The fantastic Google Memo notepad is an absolute savior. So, yes. Yeah, it is well and truly back. So the next thing we want to use, if you have not already, we are going to be using a fair bit of the FPL Joe website today. So what we're looking at really here is these are the predictions of goals for each team and clean sheets for each team. But what we're really looking at is these little numbers underneath all of them that have potential increases and decreases for specific teams. So there are a few changes over the last 24 hours, which I think are interesting. It's massively boosted Fulham, and that's probably quite good if you've got someone like Harry Wilson. West Ham, it's gone up a little bit, 0.12. But the real one is the Arsenal one, right? So if we look over the last 12 hours, Arsenal's predicted goals have dropped from 1.81 down to 1.6. This often happens when I don't know if Joe, if you want to put in the chat and I can explain it better, but this effectively implies that we think there are going to be changes to the team. Effectively. So that does imply that we're expecting some Arsenal rotation. City are a little bit down, but that's just because they were massively up from when Villa won the Europa League, that it just went up, and it's dropped off slightly, but it's still very, very high. So this does imply that Arsenal are going to rotate the attack. It doesn't necessarily mean that Saka is definitely benched. It doesn't mean that Gyökeres is definitely benched, but it does imply that there is going to be some Arsenal rotation, we think. Elsewhere, there's not too much. West Ham are boosted a little bit. Spurs are a little bit down, which is interesting. So it's not just West Ham are predicted to do well. Maybe it's that Leeds have got a few injuries. Maybe it's that Leeds, I mean, we know in their press conference, it doesn't necessarily mean that there are leaks, but it just favours West Ham a little bit there. So we're going to be keeping an eye on. People have asked, when do the leaks drop? We don't know. We don't know that we'll definitely get them. It's no guarantee that we're going to get them between now and the deadline, but we are hopeful that we will get some sort of information between now and the deadline. The things that we'll really be looking out for are City, Arsenal and Salah. That are the three things that we are wanting to keep an eye on. If anything else in the chat, if anyone wants me to keep an eye on anything else specifically, then I will absolutely do it. I will, of course, have my phone out, which I will be using just to scroll Twitter, see if there's anything of anything useful. If you've got if you see anything of useful or of use on Twitter, then please do tag me in it. And I will, of course, take a look. And I'm stumbling on my words today. And I will, of course, have a look. But we're quite a long way from the deadline now, so it's unlikely. Will I sell Haaland if benched or just bench him myself? So I will likely sell Haaland, because if Haaland was to get benched, if you look at these predictions, City are predicted to score the most goals out of everyone. And even if that was to drop, they're still predicted to score the most goals. So having triple City that starts is probably the priority for my transfers. So yes, I would likely sell Haaland. It might mean that I do something like Haaland to Fleming, Saka to Salah, Tavernier to Foden, for example, and then I play double City mids, or Tavernier to Marmoush, for example, and I do something like that and just bench Gyökeres. I will likely sell Haaland, but it might mean that I bench Gyökeres or Saka instead. Yeah, as James is saying in the chat, please be aware of who you trust on social media. GW38, there will be fake leaks. So please, I know I want you to watch the stream, right? But I have a pretty good gauge of who's reliable and who's not, and who I've seen before and who's not. So if you're uncertain and you see something on Twitter, please tag me in it and I will share it if I think it's reliable. I will take a look. What are the chances of Rice having a rest? I'd be surprised if Rice starts this game. Yeah, I'd be surprised. How about bringing Bowen and Richarlison, an aggressive move? There's a chance I bring in Bowen. I don't think I'll bring in Bowen and Richarlison, because I think Fleming is above Richarlison for me. But yeah, I like both of those moves. Like Gyökeres, João Pedro to two of the three forwards that I've listed is a real possibility for me. Can't believe I'm not wearing a suit. But this is the thing. Like, I know Ross and I think Andy wear a suit. We can't all do it. Then we're all doing the same thing. Someone's got to do something different. And I didn't bring my suit with me. So yeah. I'm a football shirt person. Is this my final team? Absolutely not. I've got 4 transfers, if you weren't aware. I've got 4 transfers. And yeah, I mean, the big reason that my team might change is because I got 4 transfers. Would I captain a City player if Haaland's benched? Yeah, so my captaincy ranking is Haaland, any other City player, and then others, basically. So I think I'll captain a City player regardless. Isn't it possible that Arsenal are going to play this game without rotation? Yes, it is, of course, possible. but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they will, particularly with what the odds are already saying. Is it worth taking a -4 today? Only if you know for certain that you don't have 11 players out, or you really want a player, right? So if you let's say we hit Saka's bench and you also have Gyökeres and you really want Salah, but you only have one transfer, then maybe it is worth the -4. But generally, I would advise not doing it. If we get no Arsenal news, I will sell Saka Gyökeres. Because to me, we've already got Arsenal, so, like not Arsenal news, but to me, this is an indication. To me, this is some sort of indication that there's rotation. So it's not that we're not going to get news. This to me is even some sort of news in my mind. So I'm almost certain I'm not starting Saka or Gyökeres. I think there is a good chance that, not a good chance, I think there's a chance that Gyökeres will start. I think Gabriel Jesus should probably start, and that's what I would do if I was Arteta. But I think there's a chance that Gyökeres starts. But I think I'll sell him regardless. Probably. Yeah, you can use that FPL Joe site. It's not just for me. If you put FPL Joe into Google, it will probably come up. Would I punt on Gabriel Jesus? No. I won't be. So that is an interesting point, that if we get news that Saka, Gyökeres are benched, would I buy the Arsenal player? There are worse transfers to make, but I don't think I'd do that. You've got 6 transfers. Nice. Well done. Anyone on free hit, wildcard? You've got the most. So -4 worth it if you're chasing 5-point lead in your mini league? Probably not, unless you know for certain you don't have 11 starters, because 5 is very easily catchable. You take a hit, that's suddenly 9. That gap feels a lot bigger. Of course, it's almost double. You're almost doubling what you're having to catch up. So no, I wouldn't be taking a hit. I wouldn't be taking a hit. Who's best, Gibbs White or Anderson or Szoboszlai? Gibbs White, Anderson, probably Gibbs White. I think he's my favourite midfielder to buy that isn't Salah or one of the others. You're on bench boost and hating life, Adam. I think there's a positive that people are predicting Dubravka to start, if that helps. Wilson, keep or sell? I mean, I'd probably keep him because I think he probably starts. I don't think it's your biggest priority. I can't imagine that selling Wilson is your biggest priority this week. Thoughts on Bowen captain if you're first in your mini league by 30 points, but second in another mini league by 30 points? Again, it depends a little bit because if you're going differential, you also run this. You've got an equal risk of losing and winning. I think Bowen's a fine captain, but I can't see past a City player. What I think on selling Saka, you're leading in your FPL draft league, but it's tight. I think Saka is the biggest risk that anyone probably has. I can't see why Saka would start this game. I mean, he might, but I just don't see it. City's penalty taker if it's not Haaland. I don't think we can answer that because A, I'm not sure we know, and B, would you be that surprised if like John Stones took it or Bernardo Silva took it or Foden took it? I don't think we can answer that anyone is more than 50% chance of taking the City pen if Haaland's not on the pitch. Is Welbeck worth buying? Yeah, I like Welbeck. I like the Brighton attackers. I think Brighton attackers are good if you need cheap options this week. Yep. Again, do I prefer Welbeck over a Fleming or one of the others? Maybe not, but yeah, maybe not. Thanks for everything. No worries. No worries. Keep or sell Raya with 2 transfers. Keep or sell Raya with 2 transfers. I would just keep him unless you don't. Yeah, unless we know for certain that he's not going to play and your backup goalkeeper doesn't play, then maybe. But yeah. You do know that Fleming plays for Burnley. It is a good point. It is a good point, but you do know he's playing against Wolves, right? So, I mean, there's lots of narratives, but I understand that Fleming plays for Burnley. Yeah, he's just cheap, right? Triple captain Haaland or Salah. Probably Haaland. If Haaland starts, I can't see a world where he's not the best captaincy option this week. He won't be the highest scoring player, but he is. He is just the best captain this week for me. There'll be someone that outscores Haaland probably, but it's difficult to predict. What's the most important lesson we've learned this season? So I think it's difficult to answer that because I've, in hindsight, I've tried to. I was about to say I've tried to chase. I haven't tried to chase, but there are so many good DEFCON mids that I've tried to get attacking mids that haven't worked, like Cherky, and when you should just own those cheap options. But that's because it's been a particularly low goal scoring season. So I'm hoping that we might not have the same structure next year. Here are your two planned moves. What do I think? Saka to Szoboszlai and Richards to Hill. I don't think I'd be buying Hill. I'd rather buy Mavropanos now. I think Forest will score in this game. I think if I get loads of confirmation that lots of my players start, then maybe I actually look to sell or bench James Hill. Yeah. Do you run double Bournemouth defense? I probably wouldn't. I mean, it depends. Like, they're fine options. I think there are probably better picks this week. Like, on a free hit, you wouldn't have double Bournemouth defense. Yeah, so that's kind of up to you. I don't think I would necessarily do it. Let me have a look. Someone said they tagged me in something. Oh yeah, I've seen it, but I have the account blocked that someone tagged me in, so that doesn't make me think it's anything reliable. There's almost 4,000 of you in already. Hello. If you haven't already, please like the final stream. Subscribe if you are new ahead of next season. The chat is flying, so I'm going to just up the slow mode already. Enzo, I don't love the Enzo shout. I just think Sunderland away is just not a fixture to target. Yeah, Gyökeres twice has not worked out either time. Yeah. Happy last game week, everyone. Thank you, and happy last game week to you all as well. You like Asula? Yeah, I've got no issue with Asula. I don't know if he's definitely better than the other cheap options, but he's in better goal-scoring form than them, so I've got no problem with that. Similar to you, with only 2 free transfers, 21 behind your rival. So you've probably got to sell 2 players who we think are going to be benched and buy 2 players that your rival are not going to own and probably captain someone different. If you're over 20 points behind, I'm almost certain you have to do something different with captaincy and hope it goes right. Of course, it could go wrong, but why did I put in Cherky? It's a good question. Good question. I bought Cherky so that I had the money to buy Gyökeres. Good couple of transfers, those, weren't they? Yeah, that went really well. So I actually would have been best off if I just rolled everything. Yeah, so I'd be better off if I actually had 6 transfers and didn't do either of those. Sell Thiago or Beto for a Richarlison? Probably Beto. I think I'd keep Thiago for this game. Hindsight is a wonderful thing in FPL. Something keeps buzzing. Really tempted by Wilson if we get reliable news he's starting. I don't hate the Wilson shout in midfield, although I still expect an early sub for him. Assuming no leaks, Best replacement for Saka if you're doing 3 City. Yeah, so Salah, if you can afford him, or Gibbs White is probably the top 2 for me. I understand people want to go Palmer, but as a Chelsea fan, I can't recommend anyone does that. I can't recommend that that's a good idea. Really. Hope the site doesn't crash. Yeah. They're pretty good nowadays. It hasn't crashed in a while, so I'd be surprised. What is that noise? I can't have that for 2 hours. Why do I prefer Mavropanos over Porro? I just think Leeds are worse than Everton. So there's part of it for that. I think there's not much between them. Yeah. I just think Everton are more up for this than... Yeah, I think Everton are more up for it than Leeds are. So interestingly, someone in the chat just said that O'Reilly hasn't posted on Instagram. Instagram stories have not been that reliable for some of them recently. But O'Reilly being benched is interesting. Because the question then goes into my mind is, do I want to... Right, that's going to really annoy me. I have no idea what it is. There's something beeping. Oh, it might be my headphones which are on charge. Let me unplug them. So, sorry, where were we? Yeah, if O'Reilly gets benched, then I wonder if I try and do something like this. Like, let's say it's Foden, right? And then I buy Mavropanos in here. But then I am giving myself a benching headache, aren't I? Then I sell Gyökeres and Saka. I don't even know if I haven't even tried if I can afford this. I buy Salah, and then I'm left with 4.3. So I could go Mane and just play a 3-5-2 and play João Pedro Haaland and not go Fleming. So, and go triple City attack, right? There's lots of ways that I can do this. Corpsey, thank you very much for the super chat. 5 points down in your mini league. Nearly the same team as me. Keenan, Enzo, them, Van Dijk, Vert. If you've got Rye, you just play him, I think. It has stopped now. I've unplugged it, so I think that's what it was. So, yeah, I would be selling again. Try and do things different. So, like, if they've got Verbruggen and Darlow, you think they're going to play Verbruggen, just play Darlow. Try and... 5 points down is not that much, actually. So, you'll probably be able to differentiate your team enough with 2 transfers to potentially make that up. I would be selling... Yeah, probably Saka, Gyökeres to 2 players. I mean, triple City again. So if O'Reilly's benched, then I could do something like that. Go triple City attack. It's not out of the question that I don't end up on triple City if O'Reilly's benched. If it's Haaland or Cherky, it's much easier for me. But I could do something like that, right? 0.1 in the bank. So that would be Gabriel, Hill, Mavropanos. It's just using a transfer on Gyökeres to Mane if I don't play him. But then it's Haaland, João Pedro, Foden, Hinshelwood, Cherky, Bruno, Salah. It's not bad unless Gabriel also gets benched. In which case, I probably just have to leave it. Yeah. I wouldn't buy Gyökeres. You're protecting your mid-league rival who has him. I wouldn't buy Gyökeres, even if that was the case. No, there's no leaks or benchings confirmed. I'm just playing out scenarios, which realistically is what everyone should be doing for the next hour or the next half an hour, as an example. Getting the right City's attack is important, but thoughts on Bruno G? I think Bruno G is a fine pick. I'm not sure I'd be buying him now, though. Yeah, like, if for example, that it was Cherky and O'Reilly benched, and Gabriel and Saka, like if I had those 4 issues, I'd play Hill, I'd probably play Van Heck, I'd buy 1 new defender, I'd sell O'Reilly, Cherky, Saka, Gyökeres probably, and I would do something like that. And then I'd go Cherky to... So again, can I afford that? So if it was those 4 I had to take out, and I went Mavropanos, who's my favourite. And the reason I think Mavropanos is quite a good option for me is because I do plan on buying Salah. Oh, that's Saka. Salah. If I then went Foden or Marmoush in here, Foden, that leaves me 5.5. So I could go Fleming here. And again, that's why the reason I like Fleming and Mavropanos is if I'm trying to get Salah. And that leaves me, and I just bench Tav. I play Mavropanos, Hill, and either Gabriel Van Heck. Bench Tav. Someone's saying that the City odds are dropping. Let's have a look. So the City odds... Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. That is an interesting sign. That is brace for chaos, that. Joe, are you in the chat? Joe, are you there? That's dropped from 0.8 at when we started this. 2.8 when we started the stream to 2. That's dropped by 0.25 in half an hour. Well. Uh-oh. Joe, I'm going to make you a moderator just because it means you don't get timed out by like the 45-second timer. Thanks for the season. No worries. Who do I place Trossard with? 1 free transfer, 6.8 million max. If you can't get up to Gibbs White, you've got Anderson, you've got Ryan, you've got Hinchelwood, all good cheap options. Anthony. Arteta will start the regular 11 because of the Guard of Honour. The boys never experienced that. Won't play 90, but will start, you believe. I mean, this implies different. I mean, it's come up slightly, but still, like, that's a big drop. That is... I mean... Does anyone know the week that it happened last? Oh, it was Palace, right? What week was that? Game week 30. I just want to show you this as an example. Was that 36? Double. Like, this is what happened to it last time, right? This is what we're looking at. Like, this is what happened in the build-up to the game. We saw this huge last-minute drop before the teams came out again. So that's what we're looking at, right? That's what we're looking at. I mean, we'll keep an eye on it, but that doesn't bode well for Arsenal or City. It bodes well for having 4 transfers, although if we don't hear anything, then it's not particularly useful. Tavernier over Pedro. I don't hate the Tavernier shout. He's just not on pens now. So I think he's fine, but I don't think he's great. Like, he's a fine pick. If I get loads of benchings, then yeah, I'll probably end up playing him. Like, if all of my City and Arsenal get benched, then I'll be making 4 transfers and playing Tav Van Heck. I actually think it'll be hilarious. I think it's hilarious because I'll have 4 transfers so I can fix it. Did I mention 4 transfers? But I think it would be quite funny if just everyone, like, let's say we got the league and everyone's benched for both teams and no one's got enough players. It would be funny. What are we looking at? Sorry. So to explain, what this does is this looks at projected goals by using bookies to see if there's a change in sudden trend, which is often used, which can be used to infer if there is players being rested in a lineup, if there's a significant change, and that is a significant change in my eyes. So that might even be Haaland. That is a significant enough drop off for me to consider that might be Haaland. In which case, let's have a think about captaincy, right? Who would you captain if Haaland gets benched? Who do we captain? You can go Bruno. Bruno's safe away at Brighton. You've got Marmoush. You've got Bowen, Salah. Bruno. I don't think I'll cap Bruno. I just don't think I'll do it. I think Brighton have got too much on the line here. I don't love any of them. I probably will end up on Marmoush or Foden, I think. The issue with Marmoush is he will just get taken off. That's the only issue with Marmoush, right? Is he's going to play 70. I'm going to do a poll. There's not even enough options in the poll. So how would the odds know? So effectively how that works is, I think the bookies will know of certain accounts that have backed big on certain outcomes in the build up to a game, and they'll have flagged them. So they'll know that there's an account which often backs big in the build up to a City game, for example, and will back under 2.5 goals if there's then a rotated team, and they'll flag it. So that person might, again, we're all hypothesizing here, but the bookie will have seen that person might have, again, we're talking about gambling, which we will move away from very quickly, but that's effectively how it works. That they might have seen a certain person who's been in the know in the past, put a lot of stakes on a certain outcome, potentially City under 2.5 goals, which is more likely if they are rotating. Anyway, let's get back to the FPL. Danzo or Senesi. Listen, if you've got Senesi, I'd play Senesi, but I would have Danzo over him. I wouldn't be buying Senesi now. Would I take a -4 hit today despite having a top 50k rank? Probably wouldn't. I mean, it depends. If we end up with loads of players benched, then maybe hits are on the cards for people. Would I go for Mo over Szoboszlai? Can you explain why? I just think there's a drive for Salah to score. Szoboszlai's got 2 open play goals. He's not going to be on pens. That's about it. It's Salah's last game. I'm not sure Salah is a particularly sensible thing. If we didn't have cheap options like Mavropanos, Fleming, Richarlison to help people afford Salah, then I don't think anyone would be doing it. If the best forward to buy was 8 million, maybe Bowen is, but if Bowen was head and shoulders the best forward to buy and the best defender to buy was Van Dijk, then people would be less inclined to buy Salah. But when there are defenders and forwards and even midfielders at a cheap price that leaves people with a lot of money, then that's why. Someone just said that they work for one of the bookies. You're absolutely right. Heavy load up on accounts known to have information before the public, and they adjust prices. Oh no. Oh, this happened yesterday. Wait, bear with me. basically, I am not at home, so I brought my old camera. If you don't remember, a few weeks ago, I told you I got a new camera, and this new one, the battery is really dodgy. Like, the latch that holds the battery in place comes off. So if that doesn't work, I'll have to switch to my phone. Basically. Let the stress begin. For anyone who watched the deadline for the member stream yesterday, will know exactly what I'm talking about. What we'll probably do is, if it dies again, I'll switch over, because you can, thankfully on Mac, you can switch over and just use your phone, and then I'll just like selfie it for the rest of it. Yeah. So people saying in the chat that there's a guard of honor, so Arsenal will be full strength. People in the chat are correctly pointing out that it's normally the whole squad that gets the guard of honor, not just the starting 11. Not just the starting 11. Oh, the issue with that is I need my phone, really. I can start doing it on here, I guess. Sorry. You have the bench boost. Please help. I mean, I wish you the best of luck with the bench boost, because it's going to be chaos for the rest of us with just 11 players to start. It's all about having enough players to start if you're playing the bench boost, really. If Haaland and Cherky are benched, do I bring in 2 City mids or 1? So if Haaland and Cherky got benched, again, what am I going to do? I will sell Haaland. I will sell Cherky. I will probably sell Saka and Tav. Probably. Like, I will go Salah, Marmoush, Foden, and can I afford Bowen here? No. So Fleming. So something like that. Something like that. Probably bench Gyökeres. Play as much of a defence as I have. The only issue with that is I'm selling Tav. And is that a good use of a transfer if it's chaotic? Maybe not. But I will be about the only person still with triple City going into that game. So maybe something like that, depending on what happens with O'Reilly Gabriel. I think, like, there's a world where if loads of City players are benched, then yeah, we don't all have triple City. But do I think Gab is going to start, won't play 90 minutes? That's a possibility. Like, the Arsenal players starting and not playing enough minutes is a possibility. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a chance of it. For anyone who follows Luke on Twitter, he's predicted his lineup and it has not one single FPL relevant player in it. It's a predicted lineup. But it has Trafford, Diaz, Ake, Stones, Gvardiol, Gonzalez, Reinders, Bernardo Silva, Savinho, Marmoush, Foden. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the chaos if that was right? Oh my. I'd be using 3 transfers to sell 3 City. I'd be playing Tav 100%. That's the thing. If I get loads of players benched, and I know we haven't answered loads of questions yet, but If we get loads of players benched, then I can't sell Tav. I've got to play him. Basically. I have to play him. And I would just sell the others. I'd bench what I'd do is I'd probably bench Gyökeres, or I mean I could even I'm going to buy Salah. So I bench Gyökeres, sell Haaland, Cherky, Saka, and a defender probably. That only leaves me with one City though, which is not ideal. Haaland would go to Fleming or Bowen. Saka would go to Salah. O'Reilly could go to like Aït-Nouri. I could do that, but I don't know how worthwhile that is. I probably would go Mavropanos. And then I'd do Cherky to the City mid that I want, I think. Because if I have loads of benchings, I can't sell a player who starts. So, yeah. It's just worth having a... I could lose Salah and I could just go Foden. I could go Bowen, Foden, Marmoush, like that. Someone saying City's gone up 0.02. That is not a significant change. Tavernier. Your heart. I know. Sorry, I am complaining about a situation that is not worth complaining about. But yeah, so yeah, I will stop complaining. I will stop complaining. Right. Given that my camera has survived for now. Sorry, I missed your super chat. You have 2 free transfers: Verbruggen, Darlow, Gabriel Hill, Van Heck, O'Reilly, Lacroix, Saka, Tavernier, Enzo over Salah because of his Insta. I mean, it's possible Salah doesn't start, and if you want to go Enzo, I don't hate him as a pick, but I just don't think Sunderland away is a fixture I massively want to target, to be honest. Yeah. I don't mind Tati as a shout. Yeah, if you're looking for a forward, he's one to consider. His minutes are slightly worse, but his goal threat is great when he plays. Yeah, he looks like their best goal threat. No leaks so far. No leaks so far. Nope. All we've got is this. If you're just joining, the Arsenal predicted goals graph looks like this. Which again implies rotation, and the City goals graph has just done this as well. Sorry, stop telling you about my team. Got it. Is it worth a -4 to swap out any of the City players if we get leaks? Only if you don't have 11. Only if you don't have 11 players to play. I would just play the players on your bench if you've got them. Unless there's someone you really want for captaincy, then a hit. But any news about João Pedro? No, he's just been in training. He's posted on Instagram. So I think based off the chaos that looks like it's going to take place, I think João Pedro is the least of my issues. Is there definitely going to be leaks? No, which is not great now looking at that. No, not necessarily. How many -4s are justified if all the FPL relevant players are benched? I wouldn't take more than a -8 in any situation. Because even if you've got 6 issues, -8 is selling 3 of them. So then you can just bench the other 3 and play all the players on your bench. So chances are I wouldn't be taking more than a -8. I would try and do less than that. Is Saka Gyökeres the most important out? I mean, I still think so. Because if I had to predict the lineups, they're still the ones I think are most likely to drop out. Would I do Gyökeres to Bowen on a free? Yeah, probably would. I like Bowen this week. He's my top forward to buy if you've got the money. In the scenario that everyone is benched, will Strauch play? Is Strauch confirmed out? Strauch is not confirmed out. He might play. That's not very helpful, I know. I'll see exactly what Daniel Farker said. Pascal Strauch has posted on Instagram this morning. So he said he was close. Yeah. Probably will be okay. Probably will be okay. Strauch is back in training, yeah. So I think Strauch will be fine. You're fourth in your mini league and need to chase rank. I mean, it's who you're going to buy in place of the players who are getting benched is the easiest way to chase. Buy players you think your rivals are not going to I'm not going to buy. Is there any news about the Arsenal lineup? No, nothing on anyone yet. We've still got an hour and 10 minutes to go to the deadline. Once we hit the final 45 minutes, that's when I would start to think we might hear something. City is definitely the most likely. And then this Arsenal graph is enough for me to be confident in selling Saka, Gyökeres, I would say. In that there is rotation there. So it might not be them, but it probably is some of them. Trossard, I'd be surprised if Trossard starts, given he caught an injury last game. If you're in the lead with 8 points, would I attack or defend? If there's a player, so if you're 8 points ahead, look at your rival's team. Is there a player in their team that you think you're scared of not owning? If there is, then yes, you can block them. If there's not, then I would look to buy the players you think are the best. Will there be over 1.5 goals in every game? Probably. There normally is on the final day. Or there's normally a lot of them do. Start Keane or Justin. I'd play Keane. Do I reckon Maddison will start? Seems like their only hope. I think Maddison won't start. I think Maddison will be saved because if they're chasing a goal, I don't think Maddison can play 90. So they're best off bringing Maddison on if they need a goal than having to take him off if they need a goal. Elliot Anderson or Gibbs White to buy. I'd still buy Gibbs White. Please help. You've got 2 transfers. This is your team. Welbeck, Haaland, Thiago, Ndai, Wilson, Cherky, Bruno, Anderson, Van Dijk, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Mukiele, Petrovic, Kelleher. To be fair, that doesn't look too bad. I'd wait and see what happens with Haaland and Cherky. Potentially look to do something there. Thing is, with City, is we might, like if I buy Marmoush, he gets taken off after 60, Haaland comes on. There's not much difference between them, is there? The captaincy is difficult. I think captaincy is what I need to decide on most. Just like this is the issue with the City ones. If there's rotation, the chances are there'll be early subs. I can do a poll, but there's not. I just don't think I'll be captaining Bruno. He's the safe option. Why wouldn't Pep play Haaland or Cherky? I agree, I would, but yeah. If anyone sees anything on Twitter, please do tag me in it. People just shout in the chat, shouting that they have team news. Please tag me in it so I can see where it has come from. I'm always just looking at my phone. Like I'm refreshing my tags on Twitter, basically, to see if anyone tags me in it. Because when there's something reliable, I often get tagged in it because that's kind of what we do. Very helpful people who watch the streams on also sitting whilst watching on Twitter. I appreciate you. You have Ryan Dubravka. Should I swap Dubravka to Hermansen? I probably wouldn't. I'd be surprised if that's your biggest concern. Yeah. Would I prefer to get Semenyo back if he starts over Marmoush or Foden? Probably not. I think I would. I think I would still go Marmoush first. If Haaland's benched, I'll go Marmoush because he's playing up front. Don't know who these people are that are tweeting. Those people tagging me in the tweet from Brandon is last year's tweet. The tweet says from last year. Sorry. Foden starting. I don't know. We don't know any team news as of yet. You have Raya, Gabriel, and Saliba. Should I start none of them? If you've got Raya, you definitely start them. And the defenders you probably start. They either probably play or they don't. Yeah. I think Raya, you just play Raya, and if he plays, he plays. If he doesn't, that's probably all you're going to get from him. What time would I wait until I make my transfers? If I hadn't hear anything by 10 minutes before the deadline, I will probably make my transfers then. Same team as you, except Richarlison over Gyökeres, 4 free transfers. Who to transfer in? Yeah, it's going to be Saka, maybe Gabriel, some of the City. Probably what you're looking at, something similar to me. Wildcard and free hit draft we did in the complete guide. Not many people on it, so we're not going to cover it during this stream. But I'd be having triple City. If you find out who starts, I would be having a couple of Burnley, a couple of West Ham, maybe a couple of Spurs, a couple of Bournemouth attacker, maybe a Brighton attacker, something like that. And Bruno, of course. Thanks for the fun this season, Harry. You're first in your mini league for the first time in 6 seasons. Fingers crossed. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations. Very good to hear. And I hope it stays that way for the final day. Who do I think goes down? I think West Ham will go down. But I think it might be on goal difference. I think West Ham might win, but I think Spurs won't lose. Who would I suggest as a backup goalkeeper to Raya? I'd probably go Hermansen. I wondered about going Raya, but as Raya Kepa if I was on free hit, but I think I'd go Hermansen just in case. Just so you know you've got a goalkeeper. Getting Bowen, bad idea? No, I think he's probably the best forward to buy this week. Probably the best forward. It's going to be absolute chaos. We are approaching the hour of the Gameweek 38 deadline. If Haaland and Saka et al are benched, do we expect them to come on for minutes? Haaland, yes. Saka, less so. Palmer differential, I don't hate it, but I'm a pretty pessimistic Chelsea fan. I don't think Palmer's been great. So I don't think it's the best buy. Like, I think there's better players to buy. I know people want to buy him because they're selling Saka and they've got the money, but is Palmer definitely better than Gibbs-White this week? I'm not sure he is. I mean, it might work out in reality, but going into the week, I don't think there's much. I don't particularly think it's great, if I'm honest. But I understand why people are looking at it. If it was me and I was selling Saka and you can't buy Salah, I'd buy a City mid, or I'd buy Gibbs-White probably, or I'd go cheaper. What do we think about Salah cap? The issue is I just think he'll be taken off early. But then so will the City mids. Will they... Here's a question on Salah. Will they keep... You've had Chelsea players in your team to buy... and your players to buy every week. Because I've had João Pedro in it because João Pedro's had a good season. Enzo and Palmer haven't been in it for a long time. Liverpool fans, this is a question for you. Salah's obviously going to get subbed. If he starts, right, he's going to get subbed off. Do you think he stays on until he scores? Like, if it's, let's say he's at 50 minutes and he hasn't scored and they plan to take him off after 60. Do you think he just stays on? Do you think they just keep him on? Enzo Fernandez, differential captain, probably not for me. Subbed off at 85. I know. What makes you think he'll score? Well, exactly. He'll stay on. No, he'll play 80. Is Salah a better captain than Marmoush? I don't think I'll captain Salah. I'd rather take a punt on... Salah's going to be so lowly owned anyway. I don't think I'll be captaining him. Isaiah, if you had 3 transfers, though, which 2 of the 2 City, 1 or 1 City Salah as Haaland can be replicated with City players benched? I'd buy 1 City Salah if you can afford it easily. That's probably my plan if we get to that point. Benching 1 of João Pedro, Tav, Gross, DCL. A bench order... João Pedro, Tav, Gross, DCL. João Pedro first, Tav second, Gross third, DCL fourth. Why would Haaland come on? It's Pep's last game. I think he will make 5 subs. I think. I just don't see Haaland getting no minutes. Right. Still nothing. An hour to go. We are going to put the chat in subscriber only mode for the final hour of the stream. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. You literally will have had to have subscribed for 1 second to start using the chat again. And if you also haven't, please drop a like on the stream. It's going to be a chaotic next hour, I'm sure of it. So I won't have time to plug likes. So if you could just do it now, that would be much appreciated. There are 6,000 of you in who haven't liked the stream. But what if Darlow's your backup keeper along with Raya? Unless you know that you don't have a keeper, I imagine you've got better things to use it on. And I don't imagine we know about Raya. Like, Darlow might just play. Darlow might end up playing, although I think he wouldn't be predicted for me, but it's not impossible. Elliot Anderson will probably outscore all those options again. Maybe you just buy him. Maybe we just buy Elliot Anderson, right? Is it worth replacing Welbeck, João Pedro with Bowen or another striker? You also have Haaland. Welbeck, João Pedro with Bowen. Chances are that selling Welbeck, João Pedro, looking at what's happening with the odds, it doesn't look like that's going to be a priority transfer. If you've got nothing else to do, then I've got no issue with João Pedro to burn. Why is no one looking at Minter? I don't mind him. United have conceded a lot of chances from central areas, especially when Casemiro hasn't played. So it bodes better for the Grosses, the Hinchwoods, the Welbecks. If he starts, you imagine he'll play 70 to 85. Can't see him being subbed earlier than that. Fair enough. Fair enough. Top of your mini league by 49 points, 1 free transfer. Rival as Gyökeres, Saka, Szoboszlai. You're considering Saka to Szoboszlai. If no Haaland and then bring in Bowen for -4, that's a good plan. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, 2 fine transfers. I've got the same team as you except DCL for João Pedro and Rodgers for Tav. 3 transfers in the bang and 8 points off your mini league. Again, probably similar. Just play DCL if you need to and bench Tav if you can. Man City plummeting. Let's have a look again, shall we? I mean, they've dropped by 0.3. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. And then it's gone even again. Okay, who are we captaining? Who are we going to captain? Who are we going to captain? You also have 4 transfers. Thank you for all the great advice this season, and good luck with your 4 transfers, by the way. You also have 4 transfers. Oh, I've got 4 transfers as well. Freddie, you've got 4 transfers. I've got 4 transfers. Did you know that? You've got it, and I've got it. Nice. Nice. Both got 4 transfers. No news as of yet. Nothing confirmed. Is a 40-point lead safe? Okay. Okay, it is beginning. Let the chaos begin. Let the chaos begin. Let the chaos begin. Let the chaos begin. Lazy FPL. As I say in the top right, and I will say again, what you do with these leagues is up to you. There's a disclaimer that they aren't always 100% right, but it is up to you. It is up to you. But I will be using them. Well, we're an hour to go before the deadline, so that bodes well. That bodes well. Well, that bodes well for us finding out. That doesn't bode well for the team. Okay. Okay. Let the chaos begin. Right. I mean, there's not much we can do about that as of yet, because we need to know what that means. But that probably does mean that I end up buying Marmouche. Whether that's in place of Cherky or not will depend on what else happens. Question is what do I do if Cherky starts? Yeah, Foden false 9. Right. So let's say Cherky starts. Then what do I do? I'd probably sell these 3 and buy a City mid there. That would be, I mean, yeah, like Haaland could haul off the bench. Absolutely. But so that would be something like this. And then I just bench Gyökeres. Right? How much money? I got loads. So I could even buy Bowen. Sell Tav. Play João Pedro. And that leaves me with a spare transfer, right? To then fix something like that is probably likely for me now. Yeah. Haaland. Yeah. As I say, I should probably do this. Um, I'm going to replace pinned. As always, use the leaks with your own, but something like that looks likely for me. I was never going to play Tav anyway. Tav up to Marmouche. If Cherky starts. If Cherky doesn't start, then I sell Cherky instead. I could even do Cherky to Foden or something like that. Yeah. Cool. Right. Let's refresh that. We've got time. We've got time. And that's just the first of it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's going to get crazy. Technically, we don't know that Marmouche starts, but I've said that I would like Foden over Marmouche unless Foden plays instead of Haaland, in which case he's probably up front, in which case I think he's a better pick. I would love to be able to buy both Foden and Marmouche. I'd only like Cherky to be benched if Semenyo is as well. Yeah. Salah or Foden if Haaland doesn't start. Captaincy aside, I'd probably go on Salah. How can we trust lazy FPL? I mean, they've been right almost every single time before. The only time they weren't right is when Grealish got ill in the warm-up. He was ill and they decided they didn't want to play him after the deadline. That's the only time that they've ever been wrong. So again, if you don't believe them and you don't think it's legit, then that's absolutely fine. Feel free to use it or don't use it as you feel fit. But we've definitely had lazy FPL before. So so it begins, yeah. Yeah, it's just Haaland. Now, Haaland is bench. Should I swap him for Bowen instead of João Pedro or Welbeck? Yes. So if, for example, like we've spoken about lots of transfers, people considering João Pedro to Bowen. Well, now you would sell Haaland to Bowen, for example. Yeah, I mean, we thought this was going to happen, right? When you look at the changes over the last 24 hours, City have dropped by 0. All the way down to 2.8, 2.4 goals. Arsenal dropped down to 1.6. Again, you've got a similar trend there. So, current thoughts on Gabriel and O'Reilly starting. I'm losing faith as minutes go by on both of them. Gabriel, I don't really know. O'Reilly, if they're benching Haaland, then he could bench anyone. Yeah, Norwegians ahead of the World Cup. You're probably pretty happy with that news. Oh no. This is not the time for that to happen. Right. Hang on. Right. Wait. Right. What's that? I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone until I can get the camera to charge a bit. This is what we're doing. I brought my smaller, older camera. And this is where we're at. That'll do. That's actually not bad. Is that camera quality better than my camera? Here we are. I'll just have to refresh on my computer. If anyone again sees anything, please tag me in it. Cool. Right, we're back. It's actually better than my camera. That's crazy. Right. Is Saka to Marmoush worth a -4? Is Saka to Marmoush worth a -4? If you don't have enough players starting, then I don't hate it. And it depends if you want to captain him as well. It was better without your face. How rude. How rude. Yes, Haaland leaked to be benched. Haaland not starting. Yep. Yep. What do I do with Gabriel, Saliba and O'Reilly? I mean, you play them unless we hear that they don't play is probably the thing. Unless you've got secure minutes on the bench, right? Yeah. So this is where we're at. I mean, Tav will currently be in for Haaland, but we'll have things to do. Is Saka out? I can't see Saka starting personally. Can't see Saka starting. So get Marmoush. I probably will. So now what do we do with captain? Who do people plan on captaining now? Who do we captain? Anyone said Watkins? No. I mean, I wouldn't. If you've got Watkins, you might start him, but I think Villa will rotate. Bowen, Bruno. Bowen captain. Interesting. Salah. Bowen. Wow. There's a lot of people on Bowen cap. Wow. I'm surprised. I mean, I might end up on Bowen because I've got the money for Haaland now. I mean, we've only got one City news yet. Marmoush, Bowen, Salah. Bowen all day. The site is FPL Joe. Marmoush and Haaland 45 minutes each. Like, that's the thing. I am slightly worried about that. That is a slight concern. Bruno, I can't get behind a Bruno cap. Is a fish Sal starting? I haven't seen it. Haven't seen any actual confirmation on Salah, but I'm not surprised. Thank you for everyone who's tagging me in the posts. I really do appreciate it. Is Cunha a good option? I think he's fine. I do expect Brighton to win that game, though. Would I buy Salah or Marmoush? I think it depends on who you want to captain. I still think I'd captain Marmoush. No minutes risk with Bowen. That's true. No minutes risk with Bruno. That's also true. I just think Villa are going to rotate. Yeah, if I knew that Haaland was going to come on at half time, then I'd probably sell him and I wouldn't buy Marmoush. Oh, the captaincy is going to... That's the biggest thing to decide, because everything else is a moving part to that. Because if you are bringing in Marmoush versus Salah, who you want to captain is a big part of that. I don't mind Bruno. I do just expect some changes. Haaland for 45 minutes could haul. Yeah, but I mean, you don't know he's going to play 45, right? Like, you can keep Haaland. Like, if you think Haaland comes off the bench and you don't want to take a hit, then you can keep and play Haaland. There are worse things to do this week. I wouldn't be captaining him, though. Of course, now. Bowen, goal, assist, and DEFCON. Leeds conceding most goals from the right wing. Why am I leading Fleming over Richarlison? I just think that Spurs game has the ability to be really cagey. I think I'll probably end up buying Bowen. Just not sure I'll definitely start him. Harry, if you knew 100% that Haaland came on and scored, would I keep him? Probably, yeah. Yep. Bruno has motivation, in form, an okay fixture and no minutes risk. It's a no-brainer. It's tough. One sec. Yeah. Is Isak a punt? I wouldn't buy Isak. There's no guarantee he starts. Palmer, again, I don't think I'd cap him. Why do I look so sad? Sorry, I don't look sad. I look stressed. There's a... Oh, wrong button. Camera has not broken. Oh. It's Mo Salah time. It is Mo Salah time. Let me get it up. Yeah, the Fulham projections being up means I do think Wilson probably starts. Yeah, Salah starts, apparently. No reason to think he wouldn't, but... Yeah, no reason to think he wouldn't. Yeah, Salah, you can cap Salah. Do I think he'll definitely do something? No, but yeah. Yeah. So we've got Haaland not starting and Salah starting. Yeah, the transfers will be fine. It's more about captaincy that I'm not concerned about it, but I'm unsure of it. Any word on Turkey? No, nothing on Turkey yet. Nothing on Arsenal yet either. We've got 40 minutes to go. I mean, there's not really a minute that's relevant to Salah. Salah won't get 19. No, I don't think Salah will. Listen, if you don't like the Salah buy, I completely get it and just don't buy him, because there are lots of other options that you can buy this week. Sell Haaland for Fleming and Cunha for Salah. I wouldn't be selling Cunha. I'd rather sell someone else, unless he's the only one you can sell. Like, in that situation, I probably wouldn't do that. Nothing on anyone that's not Salah or Haaland yet. 22 points clear in your mini league. Go defensive and bring in Thiago, or bring in Bowen, Haaland out. I'd rather buy Bowen than Thiago, even if you're defending. I think. You have Saliba and Gabriel. Would I start both? Yes, unless we hear that they don't start. Odds for City continue to drop, someone says. Yeah, down to 2.44. But that's then impacted by people without information also now backing against City to score. So, but yeah, so Saka, Haaland, Tav for Foden, Salah, Burn worth a -4. I don't hate that, but Tav out for a hit. Like Tav to Foden for a hit, I'm not sure I'd be doing that. Leading with 13 points in your mini league, you have Haaland, Semenyo, Saka, Gyökeres, João Pedro, and closest rival only does not have Gyökeres and Pedro. 2 of your subs injured, should take a hit. 1 free transfer. If they all get benched, you probably do need to take a hit, even with a 13-point lead. If your rival also only does not have Gyökeres and Pedro. I mean, Pedro seems fine. So I wouldn't worry about him. Yeah. Yeah. The others, I would be looking to sell, and you might need to take a hit. Holly's asking what to do with her team. Don't worry, we're going to cover the leaks enough times between now and the deadline. Yeah. It used to be like this every week. Feels good to have have leaks back. It did used to be like this every week. In a way, I think it's good it's not like this. In a way, it's good that it's not like this. I don't think we'd want this every week, really. Yeah. Haaland out, Salah in. Yeah. Is Haaland benched or out? I can't see him being out. I imagine he's on the bench. Leaks are bad for the game. I agree. Let's have some fun. Just Haaland, Saka, Tav, Bowen, Salah, Szoboszlai for a -8. Thanks for the good content. Well, good luck to you. I hope it goes well. Should I sell Saliba or O'Reilly? I'd rather you sell probably Saliba because I would just wait is the answer to that. If we don't hear anything, I just play them both probably. Haaland, Saka, Cherki to Salah, Marmoush, Bowen for a hit. I mean, Cherki to Marmoush for a hit is only worth it if you know that one's starting and one's not. Yeah, we've got the Salah news. We've got the Haaland news. Free hit, draft, revision. Yeah, I mean, nothing really changes. Salah stays, Haaland comes out, and you probably play a 3-5-2 with Marmoush instead of Haaland in the free hit that I built. That's probably the only thing I'd change now. Or so far. Haaland to Bowen or Saka to Gibbs White or Szoboszlai. I'd rather Bowen. I'd rather buy Bowen than Gibbs White. Marmoush, anyone? We don't have anything on Marmoush as of yet. Marmoush on pens. Again, I think it's difficult for us to recommend buying Marmoush based off the fact that we think he'll be on pens because it could be John Stones could take it, Bernardo Silva could take it. There's a lot going on that, yeah. I haven't changed my captain yet, no, because I don't know who it's going to be. It's still on Haaland. I mean, I can put it on Bruno for now, but I don't think it'll be Bruno. Who do I even vice captain at this point? Yeah, Haaland. The thing with Marmoush is the early sub is a concern, but he could just do so much damage against that Villa team. I mean, yeah, that's my issue with it. I could just go Bruno. I'm trying to help Holly with her team. Sorry, that's what I'm typing out. You tagged me in something. Let me have a look. It's not showing up. Harry Wilson. I think Harry Wilson will start. The Fulham predictions are quite up today, so I think we see a pretty full strength Fulham. Oh, so Fulham are right up, actually overtaken Newcastle. Up quite a lot, actually. I'd be playing, I mean, again, I imagine based off what we've heard already that is going to be the least of your concerns if you're a Harry Wilson owner. Someone in the chat, someone said Bowen 500,000 transfers in. I think I'm going to do Haaland to Bowen, I think. Thank you for everything this season. No worries. Yeah, so Haaland, Saka to Bowen, Salah is very likely for me now. Then it's around Cherki, Gyökeres, O'Reilly, Gabriel. I've got cover on. I can play Tav. I can play Van Heck. I don't really want to play Biol. Haaland is top of my captaincy ranking. You are right. I'm just going to take that off for now. It's probably the best. Trossard, I can't see Trossard starting. Can't. I can't see. Trossard starting. Eze start. I think Eze might. I think the likes of Eze, Gyökeres, the ones who are not guaranteed to start the final, they could start. Sorry, we're back in the room. Saka will play. I don't see it personally. 30-minute warning till the deadline. Raya start. I personally can't see it. The only leaks we've had so far, if you are just joining, is Salah is starting and Haaland is not starting. I think Gabriel Jesus will probably start. That will be my prediction. That is my prediction. João Pedro starts. I think so. We don't know. We only have confirmation on 2 players, or leaks on 2 players, I should say. 100%. I mean, I wouldn't put it at 100%, but I'd put it at 90 something. Why am I not selling Haaland? I will be selling Haaland, but I don't know the combination of players I'm going to buy yet. It's very likely to be Haaland to Bowen, Saka to Salah. Is what is likely. Haaland to Bowen, Saka to Salah. Let's sort by price. That is very likely. Haaland to Bowen. That will leave me this. And then I can just play Salah, Tav, Hinshelwood, Cherki, Bruno, João Pedro, Bowen. Other transfers will be Cherki, dependent on if he's going to start. Tav, depending on if he's going to start or not. And Gabriel and O'Reilly. So O'Reilly, Cherki, Tavernier, Gabriel, Gyökeres are the other 5 players that I'm looking at and deciding what I'm going to do with them. Arsenal's a big one. Like Gabriel, if we don't hear anything on Gabriel, I just have to play him and hope. But I don't think he's going to start. Will Watkins start? I expect, it sounds like no. I think they'll rotate quite heavily. Oh no. It's all happening. Here we go. Right, now we're in business. I mean, who is starting? So, no Haaland, no O'Reilly, no Cherki. chaos. It is chaos. I am very glad I've got 4 transfers, but I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Oh dear. Right. We've got half an hour to go to the deadline. Right. Haaland comes out. Cherky comes out. O'Reilly probably comes out. Saka to Salah. Saka to Salah stays, I think, although not guaranteed now. Cherky goes, and does that mean, do I go Marmoush? I go Marmoush, don't I? In here comes Bowen. So I think those 3 still stay. That's that. And I now have a front 7. We don't know Doku. We don't know Semenyo. We don't know any of that yet. That wouldn't, I mean, maybe Semenyo doesn't start, but now I could bench O'Reilly, but I probably do O'Reilly. Yeah, they just need to announce that Saka starts, and then I lose my mind. And then I think I do O'Reilly to Mavropanos, right? If that's all we hear, those are the transfers I make. I play Mavropanos, Hill, Gabriel. I play Salah, Tav, Hinchwood, Marmoush, Bruno, Bowen, João Pedro. Taken out O'Reilly, Haaland, Cherky, Saka. Those are the 4 players that I'd be taking out. It would be Mavropanos, Marmoush, Foden, Salah. Foden? No, Marmoush, Bowen, Salah. That's the current plan. What would change that? The only thing that would change that probably is Saka starting. I could go Foden over Marmoush. Marmoush over Foden is an odd one. Marmoush playing up front, I think. Could go 8 Nori. Oh, 8 Nori could be exciting. Do you go 8 Nori over Mavropanos? Is 8 Nori better than Mavropanos? Yeah, so right, we are up to date. We've got no O'Reilly, no Cherky, no Haaland. Salah does start. Yeah, like I think I'd want more City. Like I think I'd go 8 Nori in here. I'm glad I'm not in a suit because I'm sweating already. We suppose we don't even know that it's 8 Nori, do we? That's the issue. I could buy 8 Nori and it not be him. Yeah, very good shout, Christian. It could be Vardio. It could be Ake at left back. I think it will probably be... Eight Nori. Sorry, I froze again. How long have we got? 23 minutes. I could do with my phone. This is not easy without my phone. Right, this is... At what point do we not wait for Arsenal? So the leaks at this point is Salah starts, Haaland, Cherky, O'Reilly don't. Again, if you see stuff and you want to use it in the chat, please tag me on Twitter. Please tag me if you see it. I don't see anything on Arsenal yet. I don't see anything on Arsenal yet. Here we go. We've got 20 minutes. We've got 20 minutes. 25. I'm just going to warn you, my transfers are going to go down to the wire unless we get confirmation earlier now, probably, because, yeah. It's going to be last minute. It's going to be last minute. That's all I can say. That's all I know. Who's Oscar got his captain on? Captaincy is scaring me. He's still got his on Haaland. Who's Ross captaining? Oh dear, chaos. Right. We'll go through it again in 1 second. Is Bruno... I don't really want to captain Bruno. But I'm pretty scared about everyone's minutes now. There's loads of people in the chat saying things that I haven't seen. Right. Ross is taking a -20. Good. Right. Chaos is fully upon us. How long have we got? Final 20 minutes. You have bench boost, sell Haaland and Saka. I mean, Saka feels like a less of a priority right now. 20-minute warning. Yeah. At the moment, that's the plan. Like, at the moment, the plan is Haaland, Cherky, Saka, O'Reilly out. That is the plan. Same team as you. Play Van Heck on -4 to bring... I wouldn't use a hit on a defender. You're 40 points clear. One free transfer, Haaland or Saka out. At the moment, probably Haaland. No, I'd sell Saka first. Munoz or Lacroix, I'd probably play Munoz. Fernandez or Szoboszlai captain, Bruno. Yeah, I mean, I can't see... So that, chances are I'm playing Tav, right? But where do I put Gyökeres on the bench? Where does Gyökeres go in my benching order? I haven't considered that much. I have not thought of every scenario. I mean, if Gyökeres starts, do I play him over Tav? How long have we got? We don't know anything on Arsenal yet. The leaks we've got are Salah starting, Haaland, Cherky, O'Reilly all benched. Yeah, use leaks at your own risk. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to roll the transfers into next season. Bowen going up in price. Salah, Bowen, or Marmoush, Morgan Gibbs White. I'd go Salah, Bowen. I don't mind Tati over Bowen as differential. It's fine. Any news on Robertson? No, I expect him to start. There's nothing on Semenyo either at the moment. There's nothing on Arsenal either at the moment. Yeah, nothing on either of them at the moment. I think I'm going to buy a City mid, but I'm probably not going to captain them because I just think the early sub risk is too high. I'm actually going to end up captaining Bruno. Let me see. Anything more? Nothing. Come on now. We're 15 minutes before the deadline. Palmer is the player. I'm not buying Palmer. Will Lacroix start? Potentially. I think Palace will rotate a bit, but I think Lacroix probably does play. If no league, start, bench, or sell Salah. It depends what else you've got to do with your team, to be honest. If you've got so many other issues, then play him. If not, I probably would do your best not to. H solo, would I do Haaland, O'Reilly, Cherki out, Mavpan, or Salah, and which 7.5 mil striker? Fleming or Richarlison, one of those two. You can't afford Bowen with that money. You've got Gross, not sure if you should keep. I probably would keep him. Yeah, Gross is just not an issue. Is Haaland to Bowen, Saka to Salah worth it? Haaland to Bowen, Saka to Salah worth a -4. Probably now. Probably. Let's see if there's anything. Still no more. Thing is, someone's a good point. I would like 8 Nori, but nothing on Arsenal is a real pain. I'm just going to have to start Gabriel, I think. Risky player with risky captain. I mean, Bowen's a good captaincy option. I think a lot of people are looking at Bowen. There's lots of people talking about João Pedro in the chat, but I can't see anything. No. There's nothing. Right. I mean, we've got 15 minutes. At what point do we just... I need to move my vice captain, right? Right, because I know I'm going to sell Cherki. So the players that I'm bringing in are all here. So if it even is a last minute thing, I know that I'll be selling Haaland, Cherki, Saka, O'Reilly. So they'll all be in my starting 11. I'm currently benching Gyökeres. I haven't seen any... Someone's saying the site's not working. Site seems fine. I'm streaming on my phone camera as well. I don't even know how much battery I've got. Oh, it's just... Marmoush or Foden? It's a great question. I think I'm going to end up on Marmoush. Just if he's playing up front. Foden's also a good buy. Well, I mean, we don't actually know that these players start. That's the concern. But you've got to presume that they do, right? We don't know anything on Semenyo. I'm actually glad that I own Cherki because at least I know. Semenyo, we don't. Tati's XG is really good, yeah. 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 Lots of people talking about Arsenal players, but no one's tagging me in anything. I haven't seen anything on Twitter, so there's nothing really reliable there. Yeah, so Cherki, so to recap, no O'Reilly, no Cherki, no Haaland, Salah start. So I need to sell Triple City and probably Saka to buy Salah. Brighton and Man United graphs are shifting. We haven't even looked at this recently. It's what, starting to favour what? Let's drop Brighton a little bit. That's not enough of a shift. In the past 24 hours, what else have we got? So we've got Arsenal continue to drop in terms of goals. City dropping goals. West Ham up in goals. Might imply a weakened Leeds team. Make your transfers. It's almost time. We are not making them. We're not making them yet. We're not making them yet. Who do I buy in defence? Or do I not? Do I just play... No, I think I have to. I mean, I could just play Van Heck. Hope for goals. Because I could do this. And then sell Tav and buy Foden as well. Like, I could play Hill, Van Heck, Gabriel, and I could sell Tavernier and buy Foden. Yeah. At the moment, unless I have conviction on someone else, I'm captaining Bruno just because the minutes are a huge concern. Salah is the one that I look at that I think will do well. But that's for City. No, because I'm taking out Haaland, Cherky, and Tav. So Haaland and Cherky are both going. Where? What a final week of the season, hey? Maybe I just keep Tav. There's literally nothing on Arsenal. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these transfers in, right? Cherky's definitely going, right? Can I do... I don't think I can do Salah Bowen for these two, can I? So I could just confirm those and then deal with the others in a moment. It's the first time you've seen me under pressure. Trust me, it's not the first. Sorry to be a graphic, but my feet are sweating so much. We don't know Semenyo. We don't actually know Saka. I'm probably not going to play either Saka or Gyökeres, no. We're into the final 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure I'm going with these two. And then I'm going to sell Saka to a City mid. You already have Szoboszlai. Buy Salah or a City mid. Buy Salah or a City mid. Probably a City mid, especially if it's your only City player. Everyone in the chat is shouting. Right. Hang on. You're chasing in the league. Should I captain Szoboszlai or Bruno? I mean, I wouldn't captain Bruno if you're chasing. Yeah, Cherky. We know Cherky, O'Reilly don't start. Haaland don't start and doesn't start, and Salah does. Right. We don't have very long. We are into the final 10 minutes before the deadline. So, Cherky out, Salah in, Haaland out, Bowen in. I know I'm going to make those two transfers, right? Haaland and Cherky are both bench. Salah and Bowen coming into my teams with something to play for. Someone just took a screenshot and posted it on Twitter and tagged me in it. Oh. Team News and Tix just replied to Heisenberg on Twitter saying, need Arsenal news. And he replied saying, shall I? Okay. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Yep. Anything yet? How long have we got? We really don't have much time. This is stressful. Salah or Marmoush? Hand of Arsenal, someone said, has tweeted. Okay. Lineup news isn't that important today, is it? These people, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Salah or Marmoush? I would buy Marmoush if it's your only City player. If you've got Semenyo and you're keeping him, then maybe fine, but... Actually, I think I'd go Salah over Marmoush. Right. I think I'm going to just confirm these two because we... This is just... I've never experienced it. Any. Hello? I'm back. I mean, if we needed any more chaos before the stream, I managed to mute myself. Could you imagine if I did the last minutes of the stream muted? Yeah. Enough is enough. Right. How long have we got? What's the actual time? Right. We've got 6 minutes. Right. I'm making these two transfers, right? Confirm Cherky Haaland to Salah Bowen, right? I'm unmuted now. Salah or Gibbs White? I'd probably go Salah. If you can afford Salah, I'd go Salah. Have either of them tweeted? I haven't. They're going to do it like 1 minute before the deadline, aren't they? Right. What do we do? There's no Arsenal news yet, but they have tweeted. They have tweeted that they're active. They're like teasing it. Right, I'm making these two moves. And I'm starting to get my team set up, right? Because we don't have very long. As I said, I will do my best to answer questions, but I've still got 2 transfers to make. Saka will be leaving. And do I do Saka and Tav out, Marmoush and Foden in, and just bench O'Reilly? Do I do that? What's better, Van Heck and another City player? Or I think I'm going to do Saka to Marmoush. Marmoush or Doku. I think I'm going to go Marmoush because if Haaland's not playing, then surely Marmoush is playing up front. But I am likely to keep my captain on Bruno. Or do I cap Salah? I don't know. Haaland is, apparently benched. We've got 2 minutes to go to the deadline. This is getting very, very close. Right, I actually could do with my phone. Other camera is back, even though it's worse quality. There's nothing on Semenyo, which is really weird. Maybe Semenyo just starts. Got 3 minutes. Got 3 minutes, right. Why not Darlow over Bruggen? I just think Verbruggen has more to play for. I just don't love the Bruno captaincy. Right, we don't have the time. We've got 2 minutes, right. I'm gonna do Saka to, I think, do I go Foden or do I go Marmoush? I'm going Marmoush. Because if he's playing up front, that's what I wanted. Although his minutes are slightly less predictable. I think it's all right. We literally don't have any time. Right, Saka to. Is it crashed? It's crashed. The site's crashed. I'm gonna burn 2 transfers. I'm gonna burn 2 transfers. No, I'm not. Marmoush is in. Right, what else are we doing? And I'm doing it now. I'm just buying a defender. I'm just getting it done. I'm just getting it done. Mavropanos in. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm going to get him in my starting lineup. I don't know who's going to be where. Marmoush is going to be last on my bench. Not Marmoush. Mavropanos is going to be last on my bench. No, the game's updating. Mavropanos is last on my bench. Oh, I left it too late. At least the other 3 are in. Who did I captain? Bruno. Mavropanos last on my bench. I started Van Heck. I gotta tweet this. I don't know quite what to say. So, Saka, Haaland. Who did I sell? Saka, Haaland, Cherky out. Saka, Haaland. O'Reilly out. Who did I buy? Bowen, Marmoush, Salah, Mavropanos in. However, Mavropanos is 3rd sub. I think someone says it's still open on the phone. I don't think it is. Yeah. At least the others went through, which were the more exciting moves. I think I captained Bruno. It was Bruno cap, wasn't it? Andy missed his transfers as well. I will not have been the only one. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back because it did flash up on my screen. To be fair, the Gyökeres benched. Gabriel benched. Hang on. Could I get Mavropanos? No, he's third sub. I'm going to get Biol off my bench. Gabriel benched. Arsenal news out after the deadline. Hang on. Arsenal news. Saka, Gyökeres, Gabriel, Raya, Saliba, Rice, all benched. Dalman starts. So people think I captained Bruno, right? I think it was on Bruno. Right, here we go. Because it did flash up. Yeah. Bruno cap. I don't actually know that transfer went through. No, I switched. It's on Salah. Like, I've got it on my phone just before it said game updating. So I clicked confirm. So I clicked confirm on the transfer. So the other three I did. Like, the other three are fine. Like, Salah's in, Marmoush is in, Bower in. Like, they're all fine. Captain Bruno, Vice Captain Salah. That's all fine. No, it's on. I mean, I don't mind if I captain Salah either, but it's on Bruno. Like, I've got it here. But Marmoush, not Marmoush, but Mavropanos. So it still has O'Reilly in my team. It still has O'Reilly on the bench. Oh, it doesn't even work because of the green background. And then I refreshed it and the game updated. Andy crashing out. I mean, if this costs him top 1k, that I can feel his pain. I understand the pain. For what it's worth, right? Like, the Mavropanos one was the one I was least concerned about. Yeah, like, I've technically burnt a transfer. But yeah. And I've also got Gabriel starting. Dear. Full Arsenal squad's out. Marmoush doesn't even start. Marmoush doesn't even start. Marmoush isn't even starting. How have I used a transfer? So I have 4. Oh, dear. So let's just get this straight, right? Let's get this straight, right? I've used 4 transfers, including buying Marmoush, who's on the bench, and Mavropanos, who's third sub. Oh, what a way to end the season. Let's get this right. Let's get this right. Well, we're going to wait for all the team news in 8 minutes anyway. I don't really know what to say. That's not how I wanted it to finish. But it is what it is. 4 transfers for only 2 of them to be worthwhile, which is the same as pretty much everyone else had. Ah. Dear. Yeah, it serves me right for having so many transfers. Yeah, apparently Semenyo does start. Yeah. If it as has had the roughest season. He brought in and captained Marmouche. I don't know how many transfers I've got. I don't even know what's going on anymore. The game is up. Dear. It is quite amusing. It is quite amusing. And I can understand for those watching on, it's even more amusing. Maybe Gabriel won't be in the squad. And then I'll get... Who do I get? Beal. You've been really entertaining today. Well, if nothing more... If nothing more, I am glad there has been entertainment. Everyone, yeah, if you could drop a like on the stream, that would be much appreciated. I didn't roll a transfer though. They just are. They're just on my bench. Well, one of them's on my bench. One of them doesn't start, and then I bought Salah and Bowen. Enough is enough with this season. I think that's fair enough. We are going to stick it out until the lineups come out. But yeah, a massive thank you for everyone for tuning in. Maybe they're just not in the squad. Maybe Gyökeres just doesn't make the squad. Maybe Gabriel doesn't make the squad, and then I get... I wanted Foden the whole time. I have to say, people saying Andy's having a rough time of it. I am glad that I'm not like at a rank where that there's loads on the line. Like, I'm glad I'm not in a situation like Andy where he's like just inside the top 1k. I'm not in a position where I'm like scraping top 10k. Because if I was, Yeah, like that is rough. Like if that's what you're fighting for and you lose it on the final day because your transfer doesn't go through or something, then that is really tough. Like someone saying Fran's 8k and it's happened to him. Like that is rough. I see the funny side of it because I'm 35k. The top 10k dream is officially over. So I see more of the funny side of it because there's nothing I can do about it now, right? I mean, we might get to the Arsenal City lineups. And then I get these players off my bench, but Marmoush just not starting is, yeah. It's a good use of my final 4 transfers, isn't it? Um, the average score will be so low. Apart from Semenyo. Apart from Semenyo, who starts again. Harry, you should still be. I absolutely am. Like, I want to get a green arrow this week. I want to finish in the top 30k, but there's nothing I can do about it now. And realistically, whether I finish 35k, 40k, 25k, that isn't a huge deal. Like, of course, I want to finish as high as possible. That's why we all play this game. We've put in the hard work. That's why we play this game. That's why I make content on it. But it's in my position. It's not worth me being too annoyed about. It's not worth it. We'll be back, of course, to do it all over again, and I won't leave my transfers. It's 1 minute till the team news comes out. That means is that Foden up front? Is that going to be Foden up front? I don't have the reason I haven't posted my team is because I don't have a screenshot of my team. Semenyo on pens. I mean, Semenyo is just going to hurt even more. Glad I went with Marmoush. What a good use of a transfer that is. Oh, I mean, dear. Here are the team news. Right, who's in the squad and who's not? Fire away some stuff if you see it. My phone is just like not working. Salah starts. Wee. Vert, Isaac, Frimpong, Chiesa benched. Forest, Gibbs White, Anderson start. Everton, Beto benched. Palace, no Lacroix. Palace pretty rotated apart from Munoz and Henderson start. At Newcastle, Gordon on the bench. Osula starts. Chaël starts. At City, Marmoush benched. Haaland not in the squad. Haaland not in the squad. Marmoush on the bench. Where's the Arsenal one? Tavernier starts. Dubravka doesn't play. Gabriel, Saka, Gyökeres, Rice, all on the bench, so we'll be getting appearances from them. Bruno starts. That Villa team. I've got no City against that Villa team. I've got no Villa. Again, I thought Hinshaw was benched. João Pedro starts. I don't know what am I meant to be looking at? Oh, I need to lie down. Bowen starts. Mavropanos starts. Too funny. Cunha benched. Where's Leeds? I was like, oh, maybe Marmoush will stay on the bench, but then... Oh, wait, Marmoush might come on because there's no Haaland. Bijol starts, Calvert-Lewin starts, Mavropanos... Hey, the bright side is I didn't try and captain... Marmoush. Oh, Joe. Solanke on the bench, Maddison benched, Porro starts. Yeah, there are people out there with Dubravka, Raya. Did Darlow start? Yeah, Darlow starts. The lineups are all on Twitter by all the accounts, all the Premier League accounts. Cool. I mean, realistically, that hasn't gone well, right? I mean, realistically, that hasn't gone well. Oscar's asking what happened. Bought Marmoush, Mavropanos, third sub. It's been fun. Hey. It's been fun. Yeah, the only change for Everton was Barry and for Beto. At least I didn't go 8 Nori. Does he not start either? To be honest, I would have rather have gone 8 Nori. I would have rather I bought 8 Nori because then I wouldn't be annoyed. Is he even on the bench? Yeah. Is Ryan not starting? Yeah, Ryan's not starting. That hasn't gone well. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that didn't go quite as I planned. Really did it. Gabriel is not starting. Gabriel is on the bench. He's in my starting lineup. Let's play a game, right? Let's play a game. How many of your starting players are starting? I've got 9. And I had 4 transfers. And I've got 9. At least you'll get Mav off your bench. I don't think I will. In order for me to get Mavropanos off my bench, it would need 3 of my starting players to not feature. 3 players above him not to feature. Nine, 10, 9, 3, 9, 10. How am I worse off? It's because I bought Marmoush. That Marmoush goal off the bench. If I don't get Marmoush off the bench, I then get Gyökeres off the bench. And if I don't get Gyökeres off the bench, I then get Bijol off the bench. Mavropanos is even below Bijol. I'm adding Mavropanos' points to my total score. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make up my rank and I'll add Mavropanos in over Van Heck or Gabriel. I'm gonna just add it. I'm just gonna add it on and see where it would got me. Just pretend that it all worked out. And I'll also pretend that I bought Foden over Marmoush as well. Who did I captain? I think Bruno. But the app won't update. Oh dear. The app won't update for a while. First year, first in your work mini league, 6 points ahead. Massively appreciate your content. Well, good luck on the final day. Do I get an award for captaining Marmoush? I can only sincerely apologise, and any part I had to play in that. I'm not in last fan standing. Who would I pick? I mean, I think I'd pick City if I still had them. I still had City. I think that is who I'd pick. Best stream ever, peak 38 deadline. Well, I'm glad it's who does Oscar said that he's got Saka and Gabriel starting. Mavropanos third sub. I literally the Marmoush one is what it is, right? I didn't do anything particularly wrong in that. Haaland not starting. Who thought that? I mean, that's going to be like Semenyo striker, isn't it? I mean, I don't want to think about that up against my rank, but it is what it is. But I moved O'Reilly to third sub. Why did I do that? That was the mistake. If I knew I was selling O'Reilly, I should have kept him in the 11. I shouldn't have moved him. This is the last thing I've got. This has got Bowen, Salah, Bruno, and then I did. Do you think I can move it now? What do you reckon if happens if I click save on this? I had it open in another tab. Do I click save? Hang on. We need to move them all. Yeah, but do you think it will just work? Do it for science. It's going to kick me out. It will save. Imagine if it saves. Imagine if it saved. Right, Bruno Cat. Dear. O'Reilly in, but it's not even O'Reilly. Oh, oh well. Didn't work. Bro, it's a website. Sorry, I don't know how it works. Trust me. Team News and Tick said he had the Arsenal team at 225 and tried to send it, but he didn't have any signal. the FPL police are going to come to my door. Dear. That is funny. I don't really want to end the stream. I've had quite a funny time. I am realizing that I have got 2 players not starting and a 50% owned Semenyo against my rank against a Villa team who basically don't have anyone starting of any note. So it's not impossible I ended up on a red arrow. I am not doing a watch along. I haven't done them in the past. I'm just gonna go and have a lie down. Harry, today has been brilliant. Thank you enough for the season. You've watched every video. Enjoy the summer. You're a legend. Thank you very much. Imagine we kept the free hit. We're going for Bournemouth and Brighton and West Ham. Thoughts on Captain Bowen? Yeah. Watkins is starting. Yeah, so I made 4 transfers and only 2 of them have actually gone well. Oh, Watkins is... I just saw no Rodgers and presumed that meant that they weren't playing anyone. I've got Salah, but... Crazy. Harry, have a beer. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't have to ask me twice after that. If I was on last fan standing, I'd pick City. I wouldn't pick United. Definitely not. Chucky to Marmoush instead of Salah is going to kill you. I need to look at this City lineup. Who's playing up front? Why is Marmoush not starting? Why does Pep hate Marmoush? No Haaland, and he still can't start. No Haaland, he makes 11 changes. Did Trafford start? Yeah, he did. No Mark Gay either. He's basically made 11 changes, and he's still... Why didn't I get Foden? Semenyo up front. Yeah. That's just... That Marmoush one hurts. Hopefully, he makes a 20-minute sub. But like, what? Like, your main striker isn't playing. It's the final day of the season, and Pep benches Marmoush in favour of Savinio. He's playing Savinio over Marmoush. I wasn't going to crash out, but... I'd always said that if Haaland wasn't starting, I liked Foden over... I like Marmoush over Foden. We will miss Pep. So I will miss Pep from an FPL point of view because we don't get this chaos with other managers. Marmoush currently in decent form. What is Pep doing? What... If Marmoush scores off the bench, I want to see all the notifications. Dear. Anyway, on that, I am going to wrap up the stream, the final one of the season. I'm going to do a season review video over the next couple of days. And I've got to try and explain what's just happened in that video. So that'll be fun. To all of you still here, thank you all for your support. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you have a good final game week. If not, we'll be back again over the summer to do it all over again. I will post a screenshot of my team once it actually updates. Have a lovely summer. Good luck. Good luck for Game Week 38. Yeah, let's hope the Mavropanos is in my starting lineup. Have a good luck this week. Thank you all so much for your support. I do massively appreciate it. What a stream. I need to lie down and something else. Have a good one. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Let's hope for a Marmoush goal. Thanks everyone for another fantastic season.